Hi there. Today is going to be day 3 of our English class. So we're going to look at Thursday, and we're going to be looking at completing the slide labeled day 3 in the week 1 hero project assignment. So this is what your Schoology page looks like, and I already showed you the agenda, so we looked at that. We're going to be right in here today. And just as a reminder, did you get your discussion post done, and did you respond to another classmate? That should already be done by now. If not, you better go back and get that done. Okay, go ahead and open your week 1 hero project. Okay, week 1 hero project, and you're going to scroll ahead to day 3. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 6th slide right here. And today's assignment is worth 10 points. It looks like just the one page we're going to do, but there's quite a bit to do here. We're going to use complete sentences to explain why Jordan Reeves is a hero. That's the girl we read about yesterday. This part here only has to be 2 to 3 sentences. We're going to use context clues from the text, and we're going to type the meaning of these 3 words: subsided, inclusive, and accessible. And then finally, we're going to list 5 facts, quotes, or statistics or quotes from the articles. I'm thinking I want to do look at these 2 things first, because by doing that, it'll help me summarize the article in 2 to 3 sentences. So let's go back to the passage and look for subsided. So here is the passage from yesterday, and what I had highlighted. Your highlighting might be a little bit different than mine, but these were some things that stuck out to me. And I see the word subsided right here. Do you see it? So let's back up and read before and after the word to see if we can pick up on the context clues. So beginning right here, they kept looking and whispering, recalls Jordan. It made me so mad because they weren't even bothering to talk to me. By the next week, Jordan's anger had subsided. Still, she wanted to send a message. So what are you thinking? What could have happened to her anger if her anger subsided? So before the word subsided, I noticed that when people were looking at her, it made her so mad because they weren't even bothering to talk to her. But by the next week, so a week later, her anger had subsided. So I feel like she's not as angry anymore. So her anger subsided, it lessened, it died down, it went away a little bit. Any of those could work for our definition. So I went to my day 3 slide, and for subsided, I have to lessen, to die down, to go away. She's not as angry anymore if her anger subsided. So you choose what word you think fits best out of those. Let's go now and look for inclusive. Okay, so I'm looking at the second slide about Jordan, and I see inclusive is right here. Here's inclusive. So again, I like to read like before it to see what's going on here. So I'm going to start right here. Jordan used her newfound fame to fuel her activism. In 2017, she and her mom started an organization called Born Just Right. It holds design workshops, like the one Jordan attended, to help kids learn how to use science and design to make the world more inclusive. And then it goes over here to say, today she's a powerful advocate for kids with physical differences. So she's holding workshops to help kids learn how to use science and design to make the world more inclusive. What are you thinking? So I jotted down the word include because when I think of inclusive, she's using science and design to make the world more inclusive. So she's trying to include people in the world. Remember over here, it says she's an advocate for kids with physical differences. So if she's making the world more inclusive, she's trying to include others in the world and make things in the world good for everyone so everyone can be a part of it. So let's go to our definition. So I was thinking about that word include. Inclusive means you're including others or making sure you're not leaving anyone out. So Jordan's trying to make the world inclusive, to include or to not leave anyone out. Okay, let's look for our last word, which is accessible. Accessible. Okay, we're looking for accessible, and here it is in blue. Let's read again before the word and just after to see if we can use the context clues. Today, Jordan is a powerful advocate for kids with physical differences, and Born Just Right encourages brands to make products more accessible to people with disabilities. Last year, Jordan helped the toy company Mattel design its first Barbie doll with a prosthetic limb. So accessible. So they're encouraging brands to make products more accessible to people with disabilities. So if things are more accessible to people with disabilities, what does that mean? I see the word access in there. So it seems like people with disabilities would have access to more products. So we're making products more accessible to people with disabilities. So what do you think accessible means? So I think Jordan is trying to make products easily used by people with disabilities. So let's go to our definition. So for our final definition for accessible, I wrote to be easy to use. She's trying to make products easier for people with disabilities to use. So make sure you have your definitions typed in for subsided, inclusive, and accessible. So next I'd like to do the 5 facts, statistics, or quotes. Now to do this, I think you could just go back to the items that were highlighted and list 5 facts or quotes from the article. So I might pick this quote, "Don't stare, just ask." I might pick her mission, to help kids feel the strength she felt in her t-shirt. On the next slide, maybe that her and her mom started the organization called Born Just Right. She is an advocate for kids with physical disabilities. And then maybe she created the Barbie doll. She helped design the first Barbie doll with a prosthetic limb. So you could just put those facts there. Again, choose which ones you want. Those were the 5 that popped out in my mind. So after you pick out your 5 facts or stats or quotes, then you're going to write your 2 to 3 sentence summary. Okay, so for my quotes again, I said, "Don't stare, just ask." And her mission, to help kids feel the strength she felt in her t-shirt. And then she and her mom started the organization called Born Just Right. Today she's an advocate for kids, and she helped design that first Barbie doll. Okay, then the last step is to write your little summary, why Jordan is a hero, 2 or 3 sentences. So your topic sentence would be, Jordan Reeves is a hero. And then you want to come up with a couple of reasons. Use your transition words like first, the first reason, next, and finally. So you can go ahead and try to come up with that. You can use some of your quotes here that we said, don't stare. She didn't let people stare at her. She had a mission to help kids. She started an organization. So, kind of use these things to help guide you in your summary. Okay, so you fill in. I have Jordan is a hero. First, she, come up with a reason why she's first a hero. Next, she, da 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 da. Finally, she, da 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 da. And then a concluding sentence. Jordan is a hero to others. So there's Jordan. There's that prosthetic arm that she made. That's really cool that she was able to do that. All right, so make sure you have your slide completed, and hope all is well. Oh, and here's my fish, Alan. Alan, there he is. I think he's about 6 years old right now. Okay, keep in touch and check your email for me as well.